stands out and to attract an agent when you're a book deal. First thing we're going to look at is a couple of points of what not to do. This is a sign that you're a pure amateur. Don't compare yourself to another author, okay? Don't say you're Stephen King or John Green, Ernest Hemingway. Don't compare yourself to another author. Everyone does it, and it's a sign of an amateur. Another sign of an amateur is to compare your book to another book. You don't need to say it's the next Lord of the Rings or anything like this, or the next Da Vinci Code, or whatever it is it may be. Don't compare yourself to another book like that, another bestseller epic. Even though it may be the next greatest epic of all time. You tell someone that it is, they get a little angry, they get a little resentful. What they're going to say is, best book ever? Yeah, right. You cast it aside without giving it too much options. Something's a rattling. Another thing you don't want to do is don't say this will make a great movie. Everyone does, it's a sign of an amateur. And if it does make a great movie, it's not for you to decide, not yet. It takes so much effort to get to that stage, it's got to be a bestseller first. So don't bother even pitching this will make a great movie. Another thing to avoid, another surefire way to prove that you're an amateur, not yet fully developed as a writer, not yet ready to take on the world. You see, it's the Elwood Life Saving Club. I'm trying to save your manuscript's life with this tip. Don't say, my book, my story is timely. Okay, don't worry about if it's timely. Doesn't mean much. It's all about the great writing. The reason why it doesn't matter if it's timely, it's because it's going to take 1 or 2 years even for your book to come out. By the time it goes through the agent, they might want to make some adjustments. Finally it gets to an editor that accepts it, may want to make some adjustments. And you got cover design and all sorts of stuff going on. It's going to be a long time before it comes out. If it is timely, it's gone. Gone with the winds that surround me now. Let's look at some things that do work. First we'll look at something that works a little bit. Okay, it can work, taking the old sunnies off, but it doesn't really work much. And that is, and it's something that people focus on an awful lot, and that is creating or getting contacts, important contacts in the business. Now, I'm in a cricket net here. If you don't know what cricket is, if you're not from Australia, they bowl down here and you whack the ball out with a bat. The reason why contacts only works a little bit is because, yeah, it may get you a vision with someone, may get you a lending ear, a talk or chat. But the fact is, it will not make your story, your manuscript, or your screenplay if you're writing a movie. It won't make it any better. Doesn't matter if I'm best mates with Spielberg, which I am, Steve. Doesn't matter, because if I write rubbish, he's not going to want it, no matter how good of mates we are. So having a contact is good, but you've got to have something on the page. You've got to have star quality, star story. That's going to get you the listening ear, the ball rolling. It's the best style of writing, the best style of approach to write to your agent. Don't write overly familiar. You're not best mates, you haven't known them for 10 years, you probably never met them. Don't pretend you have. Don't do smiley faces and wink wink and laugh and LOL and MTV and UXW and WYZ, whatever those letters are. Some AFL goals back there if you're not from the big land down under. Terry Roll down here, you play a bit of AFL. Kids playing in the background down there, you probably can't see him. But, so don't write overly familiar. Don't put yourself down and say, oh look, I'm never published, I'm pretty hopeless. Don't do that. Just write in a confident but natural business style approach, okay? Confident, natural business style. You want to present yourself as a professional, someone who's ready to take on the business world of writing, and someone who's got a bit of class and a bit of self-confidence, even if it's your first story. Present the way you want to be perceived. If you want to be perceived as a fool, write as a fool. If you want to be perceived as a professional business person who can write, the write as a professional business person in a relaxed way who can write, and they'll perceive you that way. What to put in your cover letter? a little bit about yourself, not much, just a little bit. Make sure it's something unique, it's something different, maybe shows your personality, your class, your passion, come on! And one thing you got to do is you got to put a tiny little capsule, a little preview of your story. That's going to be real hard, that's a skill in itself. How do you knuckle your story down to just a few sentences? A few key sentences are required here in your query letter. Let's look at a few points. 1, where's your story set? Okay, they want to know where it is. If it's a make-believe world, well, tell us a little bit about the make-believe world. If it's set in 1243 Ireland, tell us a little about 1243 Ireland, okay? The setting shouldn't matter, the setting should come alive. Make it quick. Second is, who's your hero or heroine? Who's the star of the story? Tell us a tiny bit about them, and maybe one small point that is unique and special to that character that no one else has got. The third thing, as we head towards the soccer goals, kick a few goals yourself in your own career. You want to know, what is your hero's problem? What's their goal? What's their conflict? What's their major concern? Okay, you want to know that. You want to know where it's set, who the hero is, what's their main problem or concern. That's your third thing that you want to know. The fourth thing to put in is one thing about your story that is particular to your story, that no one else has got, that makes your story unique, makes it stand out, that makes it classy, makes it read worthy, bestseller worthy. Okay, that one particular point that makes it go round and round. One particular point that really makes it stand out. A bit dizzy now. Makes it stand out the best from the rest. Okay, so what are these things? The 4 again. Where's it set? Who's your hero? What's their main goal or problem? And one thing that stands out from your story that makes it better than the others. That's how you get your story in miniature. Everyone loves to read a story, so make sure when you write it, your little thing about your story, make sure it's a little story in miniature. Make sure you get it down quick. The agent will love to hear it. Make it so when they read it, they're going to want to know what this story is about. So what kind of specifics for your character to use, and what kind of specifics for your world? For your protagonist, you might want to use, what's the most peculiar thing about him or her? What's their biggest conflict? What's their biggest dilemma? Their biggest challenge? What's most unique about them? You put that in, it's going to stand out. The same with your setting or the world that you've got. What's the most unique thing about it? What's particular? What stands out? What's the most colourful? What's going to grab people's attentions and rip them in, make them want to read? The more specific and the more unique, the better. The better your chances will be. So you don't just say, I've got an adventure, and he goes on the quest to find something and he gets it. Say, I've got a hero who's 22, young man. He's got Sapropolia zipola syndrome. If you don't know what that is, you might have to Google it. But it's unique, makes it unique about him. And he's struggling on an adventure to find the hidden map from the ancients of long ago that could cure him and save his little sister, who also has the same rare disease. Now that's specific, that's awesome. I just made it up then, and I think I want to read it myself. Might have to get writing. Specific and detailed and unique, and make your story stand out. Most agents will want an outline of your story. So if they ask for it, you've got to do an outline. How do you write it? Third person, present tense. That's just the way you do it. Everyone's done it that way, don't argue. And how do you outline your story? Well, you've got to put your whole story down to a page or two. What do you put in it? Well, use those 4 things I mentioned earlier. And also think about your story. Think about what's dramatic about it, what's emotional, what's heartfelt, what's unique. Put that in. Put that into your story. Use those unique details, what's got the great emotion, and make it so in those 1 or 2 pages of your outline, it feels as though people had just read a miniature version of your story and move them emotionally. If you do all that and write with class and go over it a few times, 20 times, you may just find yourself getting an agent. Now, subscribe, drop a line below, thumb up and share. Share any of your agent stories or any other tips that you might have. I was going to go and kick a few goals, show these guys how to play the game of football.